What is up, everybody? My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to land gas station jobs, as well as some of the things you'll be able to clean and quote. We're also going to be taking a look at a job that we recently completed, which just so happened to be a gas station, and we're going to be doing a little bit of a job recap on it. But before we get into that, I do want to mention that if you're just starting your pressure washing business and you don't know how to mix chemicals, clean different surfaces, or the right equipment you need to get the job done, check out the first link in the comment section and the description, and that will take you to the How to Wash course, where you're going to get step-by-step job walkthroughs, tips on everything you need to know to get the job done safely and effectively. And we're actually running a special for the next couple of days where you guys are going to get $50 off the course. So if you're interested in that and you want to take advantage of that before the spring, check out the first link in the comment section and the description. But now let's go ahead and talk about how we landed this particular gas station and get into the job recap. So we've done a few of these. The way that we landed all of them has pretty much been very consistent. Typically stop in, introduce himself to the owner, let them know that we provide pressure washing services, give them a flyer, and they'll either tell us that they're interested in getting a quote, or we'll hear from them a few months later. Or sometimes if we don't hear from them at all, Kale will actually go back in a few months later, reintroduce himself, give them a flyer again, and let them know how we can possibly help them. You kind of have to stay on top of these and stay in front of them, because unless you're top of mind, they might end up going with somebody else, which is kind of what happened in this case. This particular job, Kale had actually known the owner and talked to them previously about doing some pressure washing, but the owner had never followed up or pulled the trigger on the offer. One day, whenever he was riding by, he noticed a pressure washing truck in the parking lot. So about an hour later, he stopped in to talk to the owner and asked him if he was getting a quote. He said yes. So Kale also gave him a quote that day so that we wouldn't lose out on the business. Now with this particular store, we had a little bit of an advantage because Kale actually had known the owner, as I mentioned previously, and he owned several other stores in the area. So we used that to our advantage in this case to help out with the quoting process. We were able to ask him some more questions. We were able to get a little bit more in depth with how the other quote went and some of the details of what he was trying to get done for how much. One of the biggest things that I always tell you guys about is leveraging who you know, and in this case, this is exactly what we did. Also, it helps to be aggressive with jobs like this because sometimes, people forget. Like in this case, I'm sure the owner of the store didn't mean to go out of his way and get a quote from another company. They probably just stopped in and gave him a quote while they were there, and Kale just so happened to drive by, and because he saw somebody, he was able to get in there very soon, talk with the owner about what the other quote was, and work out a deal with him to where we could wash this store as well as the others on a recurring basis. So it isn't always fair that it happens this way, but it's just how things work, right? Kale was recently telling me about another local company that he knows that recently started their pressure washing business because they mostly do lawn care, and because they knew the right people, they were able to do a quote on a hospital for $60,000, and they've barely done any work, any pressure washing work whatsoever. So by leveraging the people that they knew, they were able to get into places that they wouldn't have been able to otherwise, and they actually landed the job. So pretty incredible. If you leverage who you know, you can get tons of work because they give you the inside scoop. They want to hire you. They want to work with you, just in the case like this gas station. Now, something that we've had to learn is a lot of the time when you speak to business owners, they're typically much tighter on the budget than when you go out and, let's say, meet with a property manager. For example, on this gas station deal, the owner didn't go with our first price for the cleaning because he wanted to go much cheaper. Usually the first time you do a cleaning is going to be much more expensive because you're dealing with a lot dirtier of services and it's just harder. So instead of a one-time cleaning, we convinced him to do a cleaning on a recurring basis so that we can make more money and also kind of give him a little bit of a break on the price, as well as he can get his store cleaned more regularly. It's easier for us. We make more money by having more opportunities to clean the store, and every time we clean the store, it's not as dirty as what it would have been if we would do it, like, let's say, every year. Now, on the opposite end of that, we recently went out to do a quote for an apartment complex, and when we went out, we met with the property manager. And whenever you meet with the property manager, it's pretty cool because you can ask them questions, you can get an idea for the budget, and the budget to clean this property was around $30,000. So you can really see how there's a big swing between what the owner of the store wants. They're a little bit tighter on the budget than if it's a bigger company, they have a property manager. It's usually a little bit easier, and you're not really working with the property manager's money because it's not his money. So depending depending on how big the business is, will often determine how big of a budget they have for property maintenance, such as pressure washing. Now, with regards to what we did on this job, we did concrete cleaning, we washed the overhangs, and then we washed around the gas pumps, as well as we cleaned the storefront. Another good thing to quote when you go to do jobs like gas stations or restaurants is around the dumpster pad area, because typically they get a lot of grease around that area, and it gets very dirty very quickly, and that's something that you can take advantage of. It's another service that you can provide and offer to whoever the owner is. Now, another thing that we're going to try to do is we're going to try to do some parking lot striping on all of these gas stations, so keep your fingers crossed for us on that. We haven't really talked to him about it yet. We mentioned it a little bit, but we're going to get him some quotes and see if we can't get all of his stores restriped. So this is actually the second cleaning that we've done on this gas station, and like I said, he has 4 other ones that we're going to end up doing for him. After the first cleaning, everything is relatively straightforward. You always want to try to do these on a recurring basis, because like I said, for a one-time deal, they just get too dirty. It's better to charge a little less, do it on a recurring basis, and then you have the recurring income that you can look forward to and kind of budget in for whenever things get a little bit slower. So if you guys have any other questions with regards to commercial cleanings, as well as gas stations, restaurants, anything like that, leave those down in the comment section below. I'll try to get to those in some separate videos. We also recently quoted 13 Burger Kings off of Facebook. I'm not going to tell you guys what happened with that yet, because we're still in the works on that one, but I'll let you guys know shortly, and we're going to do a video on it. But I'm going to wrap this one here. If you made it this far in the video, comment down below gas station, and I'll hashtag you a real one. My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed, and until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.